Whoa, nah. What's happening, everybody? Y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. I have a great show for you today. This one goes out to, it's a free game drop, PSA. Free game drop PSA to all barbers, hairstylists, beauticians, whatever the proper term for that may be, nail techs, DJs. If you have a car wash business or a detailing business or tint windows, whatever the case may be, this show is for you. And I'm going to drop some free game on you. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, why you should be an LLC. If anyone should be an LLC, it should be you who are in those professions or careers or jobs or whatever, however you want to title it. I'm going to say professions because that's what you do to eat. And I'm going to tell you why you need to be an LLC. So y'all come on in the room, grab your pen and your paper because I am going to be dropping you some free game that you need to know. So let's get right off into this because this is going to be the great part. If you are a barber, a stylist, beautician, a nail tech, a DJ, you tint windows, or if you have a detailing business, this is why you should be, if anybody, you should be an LLC business. Why is that? Why you keep saying that, Robert? Because you guys are losing money by the thousands, if not 10 thousands of dollars every year. I'm going to say that one more time so you guys can understand this. You are losing thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars every year in unclaimed taxable deductions. I know. You've been barbering for years. You've been a nail tech for years. You've been tinting windows and detailing cars and doing nails and DJing for years, and you are missing money. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a barber, a stylist, or beautician, a nail tech, you are paying booth rent. Booth rent. In some states, you're paying every week. Some states or some cities, you're paying on the monthly basis. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the laws have changed, especially in Alabama, where I'm from. In Alabama, they passed this law a few years ago to where every barber now you can't even skate and cut hair now without having a barber's license. Now, at one point in time, you used to have a cosmetology license simply because they was putting in chemicals in people's hair, whether you was getting a perm or relaxer or whatever the case may be, you were dyeing people's hair, and you have to be licensed to do that. Now, that law has extended over to the barber section. So every barber now has to have that license hanging above their station. Now, with hanging above that station, that means that every barber, stylist, beautician, nail tech, you are paying booth rent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a barber, stylist, beautician, nail tech, in that industry, and you are paying booth rent, I'm not talking about owning the barber shop. I'm talking about the booth that you are renting every week. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a tax deduction. So all of that money that you are spending on your booth space, and I've heard some wow prices for that chair that you are using. I've heard some wow factor prices, anywhere from $85 a week to $225 a week. depending on your area, your city, and your state. Now, in Florida, where haircuts are $25 and $30, they're paying a lot more for renting that chair because you're making more money. I get it. That's the game. That's the society and the time that we're in. But if I am a barber, a stylist, a nail tech, and I'm renting that chair out, you are entitled to that as a tax deduction for rent. So you can write your booth rent off. Now, there are a lot of people that's out there that's in this industry they probably not doing it legally. And hey, I get it. I get it. But when you do it, set your business up the right way. When you set your LLC up the right way, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. Trust me. So whatever the case, that number may come out to be, and I'm going to do this quick little math real fast. So if let's just take the happy medium and we'll say $125 a week times 4 weeks. All right. And then that's 4 weeks. That's $500 a month you're paying for booth space times 12 months. You're paying $6,000 a year for booth space. Ladies and gentlemen, one, this is a tax deduction that you are allowed to claim for booth space. Now, if you didn't know that, now you know. Now, the secret behind this sauce is that's your place of business. That chair operates, even though it's inside of another business or building that's owned by somebody else, that particular chair is your office. It is 100% tax deductible. That's your office. That's where you do your business at, in that chair. So you are allotted the write-off on $6,000 just in booth space if you're paying $125 a week. Now, some stylists and beauticians and nail techs, they're paying more than that. But 100% write-off, free game. Secondly, all of your tools that you use for your profession, your clippers, your scissors, your razors, your alcohol, the toilet paper that you guys wrap around our neck before you put the cape on, the cape, the cape. All of these are deductions on your taxes because you need them. Now, according to the IRS, legally, anything that is deemed a necessary need is an expense for the business to operate. You need clippers in order to be a barber or a stylist or a beautician. You need scissors, your combs, your brushes, your razors that you use to shave people. You're spending your money out every week, depending on how many clients you have. You're spending money out every week buying supplies. And if you are not claiming those as deductions, your money is not boomeranging. I don't care how much money you are making. You can be a $1,500, $2,000 barber, stylist, beautician a week. But when you're spending money out, you're even if you're doing $1,500, imagine in your supplies. Most of the average person doesn't total up what their expenses are. This is the part of the business that a lot of us haven't been taught. This is how a lot of times we can't factor in exactly how much we earn or how much we spent on expenses, is because in the mind of the average person, that's just such a small amount. Yeah, I don't care if you can get a bottle of alcohol for 50 cents at Walmart. That's your money that you are entitled to receive because you spent that money out in the form of your business. All of your neck wraps, your tissues, whatever the case you use, your cotton balls, all of this stuff, your razors. Uh, these things are needed in order for you to conduct your business. Your capes, something as simple as small as a cape, your brushes, your combs. All of these are tax deductions, and you can get that money back when you spend that money. Listen to me very well, family. You are leaving thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars, on the table, and that is your money. Now, so we've already, let's just say you are spending out, I don't know how much alcohol a barber or a stylist uses when they do a head. I don't know how fast or how you go through your alcohol. Even the oil that you use to oil your clippers. These are all tax deductions. Don't allow, and what I'm saying by giving you guys this game is, don't allow the government to keep money that's supposed to come back to you. We have to stop thinking small in the terms of it was only $1. Only $1? But if I was to give you $1 and then you add that to $1 that you already have, now you got $2. Ladies and gentlemen, the old saying is a penny saved is a penny earned. And all of the money that you're spending out in the course of your business, that's money that you have earned. Now you can get that back as a tax deduction. Now, if you have a good tax preparer, no, not a tax preparer. Now, I said that before. I'm trying to break myself on that term, preparer, because anybody can prepare taxes. That's as simple as copy, paste. That's it. They're just transferring numbers from one line on your W-2 to another line on your tax forms. Now, as an LLC, we are awarded certain tax breaks because you are a limited liability corporation. So why not get all of your money that you spent in the course of performing your business? This is what separates the employee thinking from the boss thinking. See, employees don't think nothing about what is spent out in the cause of that business operating because it didn't come out of their pocket. So they don't think like that. And that's a lot of times that transfers over into us who are trying to become business owners. It transfers over because we think of it in such a small, minuscule amount. But here's the funny part. We think so small about $1. Oh man, it wasn't nothing but $1. Keep that. I don't want that. But if I was to come and ask you for $1, man, I ain't got no money. Now it has value to you because you are not just giving it away. Somebody asks you for it. See, that's how our mind works. And when that transcends over to business, and especially when you're trying to maximize every dollar to become profit or revenue, it should have more of an in-depth meaning for you to get back all of that money that you spent. Now, some of you out there in this stylist industry or the beautician industry, I've seen them. You guys got these new power torque gold handled cordless hair clippers, rechargeable ones. Hey, from what I've seen at the beauty shop, some people are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on clippers. And now with the way that the hair industry is going now, just to stick with the barbering side for a second. With the way that the barbering industry is going now, and you guys can see this on YouTube, there are men paying women prices for a haircut. Look at it. Find that on YouTube. Men paying $500 for a haircut. Now, the barber industry has to transform so much. The barber industry is banging now. They have all types of enhancements where you can get a hairline when you didn't have a hairline. They can actually put hair on your head without surgery. You don't need Rogaine or what's that Bosley. You don't need that stuff anymore. There are men putting weave on their head. The barber is cutting it, blending it in with the existing hair. And that man, he walked in bald head with the little George Jefferson beanie cap, ball circle on his cap, on his cap. Now he got a full head of hair. $500. So when you spending that kind of money out to get the supplies now to do your client's hair, but if you're not writing those expenses off, you're losing thousands of dollars. Thousands, if not tens of thousands. Now, a lot of times, and I know some of the thinking in that industry too is, well, the customer is paying for that hair, or the customers are paying for that. But ladies and gentlemen, it's an expense to you. Now, the way that you play that game, especially because you don't want to, when you become an LLC, all of your T's have to be crossed and all of your I's have to be dotted. So whatever the scale is reading on one side, it has to equal on the other side. This is called checks and balances. So the money that you're spending out on your material is all tax deductible. All tax deductible. I just showed you guys how you are leaving $6,000 on the table. Now imagine if you added up all of your clippers. Now I don't know of a single barber that just has one pair of clippers. One. Some of you guys, I know this one barber in Jacksonville, Florida. This brother has his clippers in a briefcase, like he's carrying around government secrets, because those are his tools, and even the sharpening of your blades. You're spending that kind of money on clippers. Clippers aren't designed for you to buy them every month. So yes, you can now get your clippers sharpened. So for that service, or you spending your money out, you can get that money coming back from having your blades sharpened. Let's get to the beauticians, the scissors, the hair, the glue, the needles. I know I don't know if they still doing sew-ins and all of that stuff, or lace fronts. Some of you beauticians are so good at your profession, you guys are making your own lace fronts. Now, all of that money, you in the beautician space, you guys are spending out a lot more money. And if you're not claiming that off or writing that off, you are leaving tens of thousands, if not in the low, I'm gonna say the 50s. When you're looking at the total of clients over a year's time, that's what we're talking about, over the course of the year. Over the course of the year, you don't have to be the owner of the shop in order to take advantage of these, because as when you LLC yourself in this industry, you are automatically a 1099 contract worker. Because when you go into that shop, you sign that contract, or you sign that agreement that you are going to rent this chair for X amount of dollars for however long you're there. Now, as a 1099, you set your own hours of when you want to work. You come in and you go when you want to. You can quit or leave when you want to. unless you have that particular type of structured contract with the shop owner. So what has been happening over the years, the shop owner, which most times is a stylist or a barber themselves, they eating off of both sides of the plate because everyone in that shop is paying them booth rent. And now that's supposed to offset the cost of the utilities and the bills, which it does. So don't take it for granted that that owner, the shop owner, is definitely claiming that money. But what has not been taught or has not been told is that the individual barbers and stylists can claim the exact same expenses. Ooh. Y'all ought to be blowing up my phone right now because I teach you guys this in the RDM Online Marketing LLC training course. There are all kinds of benefits to LLC. Now let's move to another occupation right quick. You are a detailer, you're an auto detailer, or you tint windows. Same thing, ladies and gentlemen. One, you have to have some place that for you to do your detail work or your tinting windows work. So if you are in another building and they're charging you for you to come in and do your thing, that's write-off. That's a write-off. Now, let's just take, for instance, well, no, I'm not in a shop somewhere. I wash and detail these cars at my house. Listen here. Let me tell you something. One, as an LLC, if you are buying a house, what I teach my clients in their LLC is you can sell your house to your business. Yes. You can sell your car to your business. Now, if you are in any type of industry or space and your car is still under your personal name and you have a business, or you in this sense what we call an IBO, an independent business owner, which covers all of these professions that we're talking about today, and your car is still owned and under your name, you are losing money. And another podcast and another video, you guys are more than welcome to go back and watch that, where I showed you how to get $8,640 back annually off of your car if the car is owned by the business. So if you are a stylist, a beautician, or a DJ, detailer, and it would be in your best interest. Now, on the cheaper end or lower side, you can go to Vistaprint and get that little door magnet sign that sticks onto the side of your car that advertises your business. Huh? Don't take for granted that word of mouth is good, but there is nothing better than having a rolling billboard 24/7. Every time you sit in that car, the car is owned by the business is being advertised. I don't care if you just taking the wife and the children out to Chuck E. Cheese. When it's parked in that parking lot, you are advertising your business. It could be somebody coming in from out of town that don't have a barber or a stylist or a nail tech or somebody to detail their cars or to tint their windows. They have never heard of you. Be advertised before somebody else does. So if you are an independent business owner and you have a business and your car is not owned by the business, which is a tax deduction, watch the other video. I showed you how you can get that back. Just in standard oil changes, you're getting your money back for the oil change, your money back for the gas, your money back for the maintenance, the tires. You're getting all of that money back. So if you are not taking advantage of this space of turning your business, turning yourself into an LLC, your business into an LLC, as opposed to just a business, ladies and gentlemen, I can't say this enough. You cannot get away from paying taxes. The goal is to pay the least amount of taxes. That's the goal, is to pay the least amount of taxes. And when we do that, now we're in control, because you can't get taxed on money that you didn't earn. But by adding up all of those expenses, it puts you in a different tax bracket now. Yes, I know barbers and stylists who are doing $150,000 a year. And they're in that high tax bracket. And so they're paying taxes for this high tax bracket, because they're not putting in all their deductions. And when you start totaling up all your deductions, then now there is a gap in what you've made and what you've spent. Well, what you spent and what you made and what you spent. So now you have a deduction in the write-off, and now it drops you down to a lower tax bracket. This is the game. This is why you need to find you a tax professional. See, Auntie don't know how to show you and lay out for you what's all tax deductible, because she's just used to filling out that 1040. But when you attend, when you are on the LLC side and you're no longer filing a 1040 form, the average person, the average tax preparer, doesn't know those. It throws them off. Now, anybody can learn it. It's going to take her a while. But when you're coming in with all of these deductions, now it's not just adding up, subtracting line A from line B, and then boom, 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 boom. And no, because a tax professional is going to tell you, hey, wait a minute. What about this? What about this? Did you spend your money on this? Did you do the money on this? Did you eat lunch every day? Yes, you know, if you at that barbershop, and sometimes some of you guys don't even take a lunch or eat supper. Y'all snacking on crackers and peanuts on chips all day because you don't want to stop that money. But even that bag of chips at $2.29, and that drink at another $1.89 or not, they charging $3 for a bottle of water now. All of those are tax deductions, especially when you're buying them with your business cards. And not that regular old debit card from your personal account. As an LLC worker, now let's get back to the auto industry real quick. So, Brother Robert, I am washing cars at my house. All right. Sell your house to your business, and then you can write off the entire property, because that's where you do your business at. Remember, let that sizzle in your spirit. Where you do your business at becomes your office. Yes. Now you can write that water bill off. You can write that power. You can write a percentage of the power bill off, because you're vacuuming out the cars. You're using your compressor, and you're blowing all the trash from underneath there. I'm going to get to something real good for the auto industry, because I'm going to tell you guys how y'all are losing a lot. Y'all are losing probably more money than the barber and stylist industry, because you don't know how to equate and balance out how much soap and wax or Armor All or Tire Shine that you are using on each and every car that you detail. Ooh, I'm going to get to that in a minute, because y'all are losing a lot of money. with that hood mathematics, what I call dope boy economics. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Now, but you can write off the space that you're using at home to detail the car. Some of you are tinting windows at the car. Now, I know some mentality is, oh man, well, I ain't paying no taxes. I ain't even got to worry about paying no taxes. So I don't care nothing about writing off nothing. Ooh, family. If you're paying attention to how the society and the structure of the government is moving now, they coming. They are coming. And when I tell you they're coming, they're going to watch you for a long time. And you have those bean counters, with that might be a bad derogatory word for accountants, but that's all the IRS is, a bunch of CPAs. And they're going to sit back with a pair of binoculars and watch how many cars you do a day. They'll probably watch you a week or two, maybe a month. But when they get a base number, that's their job. When they get a base number on how many customers you are averaging, now they're going to come and have a case with you and tell you this is how much money you owe in back taxes. And ladies and gentlemen, that's not a fun place to be in. Now, a lot of us are doing these things because we were never taught these things. So we didn't know how to set up and structure our business correctly. That's why you tune in and you watching your favorite plug, because I'm plugging you in with the information that you need in order to get you, not just get you more money, but it's to make you more successful. So now, so you're writing all of these things off. It drops you in a lower tax bracket. So now you don't get taxed on money that you didn't earn, because they have to take the deductions from what you spent from what you made. You're going to pay taxes. The goal here at RDM is to show you how to pay the least amount of tax. Donald Trump said it best, whether you like him or you hate him. And I always use this because the debate was so comical, it wasn't funny, because he was spitting truth. Like I said, hate him, like him, it don't matter. But he told the truth. When they was talking, Hillary was talking about how much money he wasn't paying, and it's documented. Yeah, it's always documented on what you're not paying. But what Trump was coming from and saying, and this is the game that I show you guys, because the wealthy have been doing this for years. Their expenses always is more than what they made. Always. Let me say that one more time. Your expenses are always more than what you earn. This is how Donald Trump was able to say that the system is rigged, and is rigged for the wealthy. Now, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, we're not wealthy. I'm not wealthy. But imagine playing the game like the rich and the wealthy on your income level. Ooh. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to think of how much your tax return was this year. Don't tell me, none of my business. Whatever that tax return was this year, divide that by 12. Let's pull out our calculator again. Let's just say you got back $4,000, and we're going to divide that by 12. Boom, $333. Imagine, now, not even imagine, ask yourself, could you have used $333 additional dollars every month last year if you just got back $4,000? We have been taught in this society that a tax return. Now, this is the hook and ladder, or the distraction, the smoke and mirrors, the bamboozled and hoodwink strategy for middle and lower class America. Everybody looks forward to that tax return. Key word there, return. So listen to that. And this should make everybody's skins crawl. This should make you cringe when you hear this. A return is something that you get back that you already gave too much of. But we have been trained and look forward to income tax return season. You know, there was a scientific study that was done that the average person in America, right behind, now check out the lineup now. Easter, I don't know the Pacific, well, yes, I do. Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, income tax. If they could make income tax season a national holiday, woo, Lord, we look forward to income tax season right behind God and your mama. Nothing else in the world pertains to nobody else or has a bigger interest in nobody else in the world other than God, your mama, and income tax. Why is that? Because all of that money that we started spending, starting in November, going into Christmas, because it ain't about Jesus' birthday. Yeah, just wipe that out the window. We're looking at all the money that we spent, and we're looking for some relief from income tax season to pay off all of the bills that we ran up in November and December. And it's money that we overspent. So the question comes to play is, wouldn't it be better for you to have and use that money during the year and not to pay over? I teach my clients that if you do have to pay, you don't want to pay no more than $100. I can live with that. If I didn't pay the government $100 in taxes after 12 months, I can live with that. The last time that I had to pay was $78. Man, I had $78 in my pocket. I tried to give them cash. They said, no, we got to take a check. So I had to literally go to the store and get a money order and come back to pay $78. I was content with that. That means, and I narrowed it down to, it was something that I didn't have a receipt for it, or I didn't log it, or I probably paid cash for something, which you never want to do in the world of business, is pay cash, because cash has no record. This is why we use credit cards. Notice I said credit cards are not debit cards. Debit cards are of the devil. Now, you can keep a credit card for your personal, a debit card for your personal. That's just a checkbook in plastic form. They don't do anything for your credit, though. Absolutely nothing. But it keeps you from writing checks, because why? In this society, they don't even teach children how to balance checkbooks anymore. Everything is on debit card. Swipe the debit card. But you can keep that for your personal, but for your business, you want credit cards, because every month that credit card is going to send you a statement. And now you can sit back with that highlighter, pink, yellow, whatever color you want to use. And now you can just strike. But you should know that everything on that credit card statement is a business expense. So everything on there is tax deductible for you. Now, instead of walking in with a shoebox or a file cabinet full of receipts, all you do is walk in with your monthly statements. And then you tell your tax professional, these are the business accounts, these are the personal accounts. And your business accounts should always be bigger than your personal. Because your expenses should override what you did personal. Your expenses should be more than what you made personally, because now it drops you in a lower tax bracket because they have to put those deductions in there. This is what Donald Trump was talking about when he said, I know the system is rigged because I use it. So no one in politics or no one in DC can get mad or upset. They haven't changed the tax code, ladies and gentlemen, since its inception of being created. We haven't always had an IRS. We have not. The Internal Revenue Service has not always been in existence in the history of the United States of America. But when it did become a thing or a government entity, it was designed and created by wealthy people to protect wealthy people, to pay less taxes. And throughout any society in the history of the world, the middle class and the poor have always paid for the rich. That's facts. That's facts. So when you're in these business spaces as an LLC, all you're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is claiming your life back. Now you're playing the game that the wealthy people play on your financial level. And it is a sweet game when you start seeing all of the deductions and the write-offs that you can do, which we were never taught. We were never taught that. Some of you out there are going to these hair shows that cost a lot of money to go. Some of you are actually competing in the hair shows, which is another business expense. Come on now. Y'all catch up now. This train finna leave. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. So even if you're an auto detailer, let's break this down so I can show you guys. When you go to an automated car wash system, each vehicle, they have you ask, they ask you, or they have you punch in the type of vehicle you have, whether it's a small, medium, or large, right? Everybody's seen this at the automated places, except when you go for those where they have the wand where you got to blow it out. But even if you're going to one of those self-car washes, that timer is connected to the amount of quarters that you put in, because there's only allotted a certain amount of soap, water, tire shine, and wax you can use. This is what a lot of you hand detailers are absolutely losing your entire shirt on. You don't know how much soap you use. You don't know how much tire shine or wax you use. You don't know how much electricity you use. You definitely don't know how much water you use. Because if you're washing cars at your home and you just spraying that car, you don't turn the water off. You just turn the hand nozzle off, but the water meter is still running. So you don't even know how much more gallons of water you're losing. But we think in our mind, oh man, water bill ain't nothing but $25 a month. See, there we go with dope boy economics again. It's only $25. But when you turn that water off, you cut the meter down, but the meter is always going to turn because water is being fed to the house on a constant basis. But when you turn that thing on, watch that meter start spinning. That thing spinning like a turntable. Same way with your power bill. You're always going to have power constantly go to the house. But when you start turning on every light in the house, man, that meter just turning. It's running it up. So you don't know how much money you're losing because I'm making money. You don't know how much soap you're using in that little 5-gallon bucket. Some of us just turn that thing up and squirt it until you start seeing suds. So you got a half a bucket of water and the rest of it is full of suds. And then we go back. What do? Go back, squirt some more soap in there, put some more water in there. We never know how much soap you're using. Now, I can tell you simply because that's what I do. I plug you in with the information that you need. For a small sedan car, a small 2-door, small 4-door, you're only getting a half ounce of soap, car soap. Only a half an ounce. Because here's the thing, the water activates the suds in chemical product in that soap. And then we think, oh man, we need a whole bunch of soap. It's just how much, especially when you're going to these automated car washes where it's coming out of those jet streams. Yeah, it does look like a lot of suds. But then, I know this because I went to this one place and they have these, this one particular is two, I'm going to give you an example of. This one particular place, they had gallon bottles in a little caddy on the wall, and they had these lines going down in there. Now, on each one of these lines was another little mechanism that it when it starts turning, it's only pulling up so much water, but it's on a timer. So it only pulls so much soap into that tube, and then it stops. And then every time a section in that car wash is activated, it turns that little timer. It's all automated. So they have it down to a science on how much water, how much soap, how much water, how much soap, how much window cleaner, how much tire cleaner, how much tire shine, even down to how long that blower is blowing the water off your car. This is how they're able to put a dollar amount on how much that car costs to get it clean. The bigger the car, the more soap. So they have to punch it in where it's already pre-programmed in. So it's going to require more soap to wash a Cadillac, a full body Cadillac, than it is to wash a Ford Focus. Now, it's the same, a little bit more soap. The equation is a little different, but from you that's out there doing hand washes, you have no adjustment on product usage. Now, the mentality is, oh man, I went to Dollar Tree and bought some Dawn for $1.25. But when you break down how many ounces, let's just say you get the standard Dawn bottle at 10 ounces, and you spent $1.25. So the math, I'm just going to give you guys this real quick. Then we're going to jump off this and I'm going to get to my DJs. So you got 10 ounces divided by $1.25. The math on that is 98 cents per ounce. Oh, no, I said that wrong. 9 cents. 9.8 cents per ounce to come out to be $1.25. Now, that means if you are charging, you got to average the cost of your water in, cost of your soap. This is all before labor is even a factor. This is even before labor isn't a factor. The cost of your soap, cost of your water, the tire shine, your shimmy cloths, your washcloths, all of that. You have to know how much you are spending on each one of these. So now based on, you should be turning on every car, or if you look at it as far as time is concerned, 15 minutes in and out to balance out the cost of a $20 car wash, $25 car wash. Because you got to throw your labor in. Even if you're charging yourself minimum wage, you have to factor that into the cost of your car washes. Where a lot of you in the car detailing industry are losing money is you're not even factoring in your time. You're looking at it as per car. So whether that car takes you 15 minutes or takes you an hour, don't get off into, well, they want it vacuumed, armoralled in the inside. Some of y'all are gotten so good, you spray the little car fragrance in there. That's money that your business is spending. So why wouldn't you want that money back? Now, let's get to the DJs. Who? DJs. Real quick, because you guys, a lot of you guys are traveling. In another video, I told you that last year they paid 72 cents a mile. So if you are an OTR DJ or over the road DJ, you're going to different cities, different states, doing your thing, and you're not getting that mileage back from your travel expenses, the gas, the oil change, the tune-ups, the tire rotations. We haven't even gotten to, well, they don't even do records anymore. So your CDs and your laptops and your speakers that you spent money on and didn't get anything back. You're doing yourself a grave disservice by not writing those expenses off. Now, here's the thing about the equipment and all of these businesses. You have a depreciating value. According to the IRS, they have a set number already on how long your tools of your profession should last you. This is why do you think when you buy these clippers, ladies and gentlemen, they only come with a 3 to 5 year warranty? It coincides with how long you can write these depreciating values off. Come on, family, we got to get smart. If we want to be like the wealthy, we have to start thinking first and doing like the wealthy. Start asking the questions. Start doing a little more investigation research, because you are leaving money on the table. And I haven't even gotten off into the seamstress industry. There are a lot of women out there that's making a lot of money come prom time and come wedding time. And you're doing it by the job as opposed to doing it according to the business principle, your threads, your needles, your sewing machines, oh man, your patterns. All of those things are tax deductible because you need them in order to perform your business. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tuning in. Real quick, plugged in to where I am your favorite plug, because I plug you in with the information you need in order to make you successful. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. Hey, if you guys are interested in turning your independent business into an LLC to where you can live the life that you want on your own terms and live the life of your dreams, give me a call, 256-438-9344. Don't call me, text me. Text the word LLC, plug me in, and I'm going to send you that invoice. I'm running a summer special right now of $67. We brought that price now from $197 to $67. I'm going to teach you how to set up your LLC properly. I'm going to show you how to get all of your T's crossed and all of your I's dotted, so you guys can take advantage of this life out here, man, because it is wonderful. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.